veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and
What's
I
going on,
changed
you
it to
guys?
play
It is
how
your
I
boy,
like.
the
Rearranged
American
it to
F1
my
fan
own
Eric
domain.
Ringo
Yeah, I
here.
got what it takes.
And
Made
we had
lots
some
of
news come
mistakes,
out
taking shots,
yesterday
taking breaks.
from Formula One and Stefano Domenicali. He has announced that there are other tracks that are in talks for potentially hosting F1 races, and there is talks that they could add 30 races to the Formula One calendar. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the more ridiculous comments or news stories to come out of Formula One, and I just don't ever foresee a 30 race calendar in Formula One. But I have a couple ideas. One is really, really out there, and probably neither one of these probably will never happen. But I think it's two ideas that could potentially bring more tracks back to F1. There's been talks of Kailami in South Africa coming back, talks of more U.S. races, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and all these racetracks want to get in on Formula One. And so I've come up with two ideas that I think could potentially get you there, to get some of these tracks that, you know, may have not hosted an F1 race or want to host an F1 race again. So let's get into these two ideas that I have. So the first idea I have, and this one is really, really out there. It's almost 100% not going to happen, but it's an idea. And I mean, what's wrong with, you know, having an idea? And, you know, even if it gets shot down, it's at least an idea. So my first idea is, and this came a little bit from Twitter that I saw somebody post out there, and so I kind of wanted to add on to it because I didn't think it was a horrible idea. But so this idea that was thrown out on Twitter, which you can follow my Twitter handle down in the comment, or down in the description box. You can follow my Twitter handle there. But it talked about having A and B teams, where you would have A teams race a certain 15 events, and then a B team race a certain amount of 15 events. What you would do, in my idea, is this would allow every team to sign 4 drivers instead of 2. And you don't necessarily have to have like 2 young drivers, or, you know, 2 from your young driver academy, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You can sign whatever 4 Formula One drivers you would like for your team. So that obviously opens up teams for, you know, more sponsorship, more money coming in. And it doesn't hurt the budget cap, because with the budget cap, that money that drivers receive doesn't count against the budget cap in general. So you sign your 4 drivers, and then you as a team sit down and you ask, you know, each of your drivers, what 15 tracks out of the 30 that we're going to race this year, what 15 tracks do you feel like you're the best at? And that obviously you set up to where each team of drivers will go to 15 tracks. And that opens it up for the championship that says, okay, your 15 results will decide your championship. So let's say, for instance, you have a driver that, you know, sees the first 15 races on the schedule and says, you know, these are my 15 best. He races those 15, and then that gives him his point total for the season. Then you have another one of your drivers race his 15, and so on and so forth. And then you can add all 30 races in together, and that gives you your Constructors' Championship, your point total there as well. I think this opens it up. You get a lot more tracks within Formula One. You get to see a lot of drivers, too, that deserve F1 spots that just aren't going to get them right now because of maybe, you know, they don't bring enough money into the team, or, you know, they just don't have a spot available. You'd see the likes of an Oscar Piastri, a Dan Ticktum, Pato O'Ward, Colton Herta. You would see a lot more racers enter into Formula One because this gives them that opportunity to race in Formula One. Now, I know it's a crazy idea, and it opens up teams to having to spend a lot more money for travel and for, you know, shipping shipping all of their, their tools, cars, wherever to 30 different racetracks. But I think that it opens it up a lot more for Formula One to visit tracks that they haven't visited before or they haven't visited in a long time. All right, so on to idea number 2. This one seems a little bit more likely that it could possibly happen, but I still find it really hard to believe whether or not Formula One would ever try something like this. So, my second idea is, let's say you have 30 tracks that want to host a Formula One race. So, what you have is you have each track have to pay an entry fee. Whatever that entry fee may be, I'm not a professional when it comes to money and how much tracks pay for certain races to be held. But you have an entry fee for whatever track has a grade 1 FIA license that would be able to hold an F1 race. You then do a UEFA Champions League style drawing. So like at the end of the season when they do their awards banquet, you also have this drawing of tracks. So the most races you can have in a Formula One season based on the Concord Agreement is 24 races. So with 24 races, that you have 24 spots. You basically give a bowl, and what you can do is if you wanted to split it off and have it even amount of street circuits and even amount of set race tracks, you could do it that way to where you have 12 picks from all the street races that have entered into this, and then 12 drawings of already set racetracks, and you draw out 12. Now, whatever 24 races get picked, they obviously then have to pay forward another fee, obviously, to actually host the F1 race. So you're getting not only the entry fee to Formula One, so you're making money there, but then you're also making money on, having them pay for the race to host a race. This opens it up to, it's an absolute crapshoot on whether or not you're going to be able to hold an F1 race. Now, it I think makes it a lot more fair for, tracks like Kyalami to get back in, to, get another race in the United States. As much as, us US fans want to see more races here, we're going to have to pay a crap ton of money just to get through the bureaucracy of, trying to host a Formula One race. I think this opens it up and it makes it just, a random luck of the draw on whether or not you host a race. And by doing this random draw, it makes it more exciting. It kind of gives you that, because if you've ever watched UEFA Champions League, they do a drawing on TV, or they do a drawing on their YouTube channel, and it becomes this big production, and I think it adds a little bit more at the end of the season, and it actually may make the Formula One awards banquet something that may be watched a lot more, because you're going to want to see, all right, what tracks are we racing in, next season? So I think that adds a little bit more excitement at the end of the season, where, us US fans, don't want the season to end. Well, now we've got one more chance before the end of the season to really have that excitement of Formula One news coming out. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of these ideas? Do you have your own idea as far as, how we could get some newer tracks on the Formula One schedule? So put that down in the comment section down below. Also, guys, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Slap a like on this video. Guys, also, please subscribe. There's 81% of you guys who watch my videos who haven't subscribed yet. So go on, hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. And guys, for the American F1 fan, I'm Eric Kringle, and I am signing off.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, 'cause I came to the game.